Hi, Peter Dixon here, President of ARBA, and we're at the National Landcare Conference here on the Gold Coast. Today's been the first day of concurrent sessions, and we're getting a lot out of it today. My reflections on the day are that it's interesting just how much conversation there is going on about restoration, but as a corollary to that, also how little understanding there is of what restoration actually is. And so I think that ARBA is a natural partner for a lot of the organisations here, and I think we've got our work cut out for us to actually build those relationships and to improve the impact of land care and restoration across Australia.
Hi, Andrew Scott, board member for ARBA. I've really been enjoying my time here. Last night we had the film festival, which was quite great, and had Costa being MC there. So it was really good, high quality kind of footage of groups doing restoration work. I think the highlights for me are at any Landcare conference are the conversations I have with the network, and just catching up with people and seeing what they're doing. There's really interesting stuff like stalls here, and one of the stalls was Mangrove Mate, and they were building these structures to catch sediment, and they intended to plant in them, and during COVID couldn't do that, and these structures managed to catch the mangrove seed all by themselves. So I think they were great little stories, and then catching up with Victorian Landcare talking about their newsletter and how they go about curating that, and also how they and collect those stories. Ruth.
Thank you. Andrew, I can remember 2 years ago when I lived for quite a while on Western Port down in Victoria as well, and the issues with mangroves there, retaining them, and what the benefits there were, as against sometimes more urban people sometimes actually seeing they were ugly and didn't see the value of them. So this sort of thing is really good. And if we can actually spread that word as Regen. This afternoon, two of the workshops I went through, one was Kangaroo Island, and that was after the bushfire and regeneration, and also getting rid of feral cats. They got about 187 just in 1 week, and just the success of that and how that will help with flora and fauna regeneration. And the last one was on, in this changing climate, being able to retain dams and water. And for me, that really focused on bush regen and how regenerators, whether you're paid, unpaid, groups, individuals, can actually work with farmers and small landholders, and we often actually forget about the value of that and the work that can come from that.
Hi, Jazz Judd, also board member. It's been a big day. There's like a lot to absorb, so it's still kind of marinating in my brain. But not to give a non-answer. Really, like a big takeaway overall has been like partnerships are everything. Obviously, that's the beauty of these conferences and getting these conversations going. Because like Andrew said, I second that 100%. Like the conversations that happen is what is so inspiring in seeing all the things that everyone else is doing in the space. So there yesterday as well was such a great start, was the Youth Leadership Summit that Landcare hosted, where there's maybe 200 people from 18 to 35 in the room altogether. And it was just a really empowering day to see all the passion in the room of like all the things that the young people want to do. Like we've got a lot of energy to give and a lot of love to give. So it's exciting to see some of the things that are going on, but also some of the barriers that young people are facing too. And once again, I think that's where ARBA can come in and really sort of nurturing that, because especially we did a hackathon where each table had a different issue, and as a group they had to brainstorm the issue of like how to turn it into something that Landcare could like present, or like the Landcare could present to the Landcare board about, I don't know, some new idea. I'm not sure what the goal was, but our table, we looked at getting young people into Landcare, and I think that persistent issue that they're facing with getting new recruits and having like an aging population with Landcare volunteers, I think that's where ARBA can really step in, because a lot of the discussions were centering on young people going, I want to help out, I care about the environment, but I don't have the time, or like I can't afford to drive 45 minutes to cross town to something that I'm not getting paid for, whatever. And so there's definitely professional development that Arbor can support. So that's one more like concrete takeaway. But yeah, overall it's just been incredible experience. I'm really keen for more and keen to do a write-up where I can really put on paper.
Hello, it's Mark. I was a previous Arbor board member. I may also be an honorary Arbor board member. Today was really challenging, I found, but really inspiring, understanding the importance of communication and collaboration. It's definitely posed a lot of questions for myself, including how I communicate with other people. One of the workshops dealing with a restoration project along the grassy woodlands in Victoria, it definitely brought to me the importance of slowing down and not rushing, trying to actually work with the pace of land and the pace of time that our First Nations people have been doing for generations, which has definitely highlighted the importance to me of that way of, whether that's pace of talking or that pace of living, to assist with your collaboration and cooperation with these groups. It's been really exciting to see so many different groups, whether that's been the people I've met from Intrepid Landcare, or just Landcare in general, or all the agricultural ag tech companies as well, and how they've been involved in different parts, whether that's been mangrove restoration or with salt marsh restoration or restoring koala habitat. It's great to see the breadth across states and ecosystems that we can be a part of.
Thanks, everyone. And just a quick reminder, we'll be back tomorrow, roughly about the same time, and hopefully a bit more succinct.
Hopefully.
See
I'll
ya.
do my best.
Bye,
Have a good night.
So